All right, so let's start with the big story that we're tracking on WION this hour, where in a historic vote, U.S. House of Representatives have made Donald Trump the first president in American history ever to be impeached twice. Now, the House has formally charged the acting U.S. President Donald Trump with inciting an insurrection. With National Guard forces and also the police protecting the Capitol, the vote was held a week after a violent mob of Donald Trump supporters besieged the Capitol. After the defiant Republican president was impeached for a second time in 13 months, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said that Donald Trump's impeachment confirmed that no one is above the law.
On this vote, the ayes are 232, the nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Today, in a bipartisan way, the House demonstrated that no one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. That Donald Trump is a clear and present danger to our country, and that once again we honored our oath of office to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help us God.
Now, 10 Republicans joined the House Democrats in voting to impeach President Donald Trump. The final vote was 232 in favor and 197 against the motion. But the passage of the single article of impeachment does not remove him from office. The article now will go to the Senate for an impeachment trial. The Senate at this point of time remains in the hands of Trump's fellow Republicans, but later this month will be under the Democrat control. As President-elect Joe Biden takes office on the 20th of January, Joe Biden has meanwhile urged the Senate to focus on his priorities despite the impeachment proceedings against Trump. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has suggested the Trump Senate trial will begin no earlier than the 19th of January. All right, now to give us more perspective in terms of what's actually unfolding in the United States, we're joined in by our correspondent Jagriti Dave, who's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Jagriti, this is in many ways unprecedented. Donald Trump has become the first president in American history to be impeached for a second time.
Yes, indeed. This is a historic moment. It's also historic because it is the most bipartisan impeachment in American history, with 10 Republicans crossing party lines to vote to impeach President Donald Trump. There were Republicans, obviously, who did not back the vote, saying that impeachment would be too divisive. But those who did were very clearly expressing their anger, their shock at the events of last Wednesday, and they held President Trump responsible for what had happened.
Absolutely, indeed. Now, the question that I want to ask you is, when is this now going to be taken up by the Senate, the upper house of the Congress in the United States? And could we see more Republicans actually breaking ranks and voting against Trump in the Senate as well?
So the article of impeachment has been signed by Nancy Pelosi. Chuck Schumer has the Senate Minority Leader at the moment, who will become Senate Majority Leader because the Democrats have taken the Senate. He has issued a statement saying that there could be an immediate trial if the current Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell of the Senate, agrees to recall the Senate from recess and hold an emergency session of the Senate. Mitch McConnell has said that he is not going to do that, and that there is no way that there could be, in his view, a fair trial and a thorough enough trial and in the time remaining, which is a week until Joe Biden's inauguration, which is the 20th of January. So what seems to be likely is that the Senate trial will happen then. Now, again, there was some talk about holding the Senate trial maybe 100 days after Joe Biden takes office, to allow him to get through the work that he needs to get through the Senate. So his cabinet nominations, for example, work on the coronavirus, etc. But there's talk that they might be able to see whether they can split the work of the Senate. So half of the time the Senate, when it reconvenes on the 19th, working on Joe Biden's agenda or working on the Senate, the work of the Senate regarding the new president, and the second half using that to conduct the Senate trial. Either way, it seems that a trial is going to happen. It's very unlikely at this stage that we will see that trial happen before the president leaves office.
Absolutely, indeed. Now, people are watching this from around the world and outside from America. So, for people who are watching this from outside of the United States, talk to us a little bit about what does this second impeachment actually mean? Is it just more symbolic, or, as the Democrats are saying, this now means that Donald Trump will not be able to contest for the office of the president again, like he's been saying that he would like to do in 2024?
Well, I think the fact that this is such a bipartisan move here, with 10 Republicans voting to impeach the president, it is very different from the first impeachment where no House Republicans voted to impeach the president. So this is I think it just shows how incredibly shocked so many people are, and also how angry so many Republicans were when President Trump, in the first time that he spoke after the riots, where he said that his comments to the crowds before they stormed the Capitol was entirely appropriate. The lack of contrition shown by the president, I think, really added to the shock that a lot of people and a lot of Republicans felt about the breaching of the Capitol. So I think there's a real sense that a lot of people want to see impeachment. The argument for impeachment for them is to show that such a thing, that they are charging the president with incitement of insurrection, that such a thing cannot go without any consequences. Now, in terms of, as I say, there are many Republicans out there who are still uncertain. They say that impeachment is too divisive. It will add to the divisions within America. There are others who, this really staunch Trump supporters who are saying that the president's words did not amount to incitement. It was merely a talk, like a talk that you give at a rally. He wasn't actively encouraging them. Obviously, the House saw differently when they sought to impeach him. When it comes to the Senate, the two-thirds majority of the Senate has to vote to convict. There has to be, that automatically doesn't mean that the president can be barred from running for office for a second time. What that would require is another vote. And if that goes through, then only then would the president be blocked from running again.
Absolutely, indeed. Do continue to stay on with us because we'd like you to weigh in.